Hello everybody, this is Dave. Welcome back to Talking Wolves. I'm joined with Matt today. Matt, how's it going?
It's good, mate. It's good to be back on the channel. It's been a while.
I know it's been a while since both of us have been on the same
Yeah.
sort of video, but the season is getting ever closer. It's actually a week on Saturday, which is crazy until our Premier League campaign starts. Transfer news is quieting down a little bit. Wolves fans still sort of a bit itchy because we're not signing the players, but we're going to be touching on a couple of the rumours today. And obviously, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. You can check out all our links for the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, all in the description down below. So, Matt, we're going to start off. A little pundit, ex-Liverpool player, Didi Hamman. I'm not too sure the paper that it was in. But he's put a little article today with his Diddy's diamonds with odds that he reckons are quite good, and one of them are Wolves to be relegated at 9-1, which I suppose it's decent odds. It's
Yeah, they're
fairly decent
tremendous
odds. But
for a club that's just come up.
but I mean, what do you make of the article? Do you think he's
Um,
a lot? The whole article really is based on Wolves. He's got other odds on there, but he's just basically saying that the Wolves current 11 is a League of Nations 11 dominated by Portuguese players, and it's a policy that has its pitfalls, and they might struggle to readjust to the Premier League.
I don't buy it. I don't buy this. Or they'll. It's like Neves last year. Imagine how good he'd have been if he'd have known the league. As Ashley, in the words of Ashley Nixon, like it's rubbish.
I know.
Like Martinho is a Champions League player. Patricio who's won the Euro. So is Martinho. Like these are high quality, world class players, and they will adapt. That's why they're world class.
He's a proper pundit though. Like this article, I'm just reading it now. He's bigging up basically Dyche, Hodgson, Howe, Benitez, Houghton, Warnock as well.
He's just Yadar personified.
It literally is like that's a proper Sky Sports News sort of opinion, isn't it? Like
Yeah, he's all
proper
Paul
anti sort.
Merson,
Yeah,
and Matt Letizia rolled into one.
yeah. It's just a load of rubbish. I'll make sure I put a picture of this on whilst we're talking about it. But I mean, we're gonna move on quickly from that. Obviously, Wolves tipped to be relegated. He's put some other. He's got Derby to win the championship on there. You know.
I could see why people might think we'd be relegated because same with last year. Yeah, they might not gel, but surely like going off last year with the starting 11 we had, we'd be comfortable enough to stay up in the Premier League. I mean, it does worry me a little bit at the lack of business we've done. I know on a quantity we've done a lot, but a lot of those are just converting loan signings into permanent.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll touch on that as we go along.
We will, but the main rumour, it's been a rumour for sort of 3 or 4 weeks now, is Mr. Adama Traore. I know I touched on it in the last transfer news video, but it's been reported by a few outlets. The Tims, Nash and Spears both said that Wolves had put a bid in, which was rejected, and obviously under the £18 million release clause for Adama Traore. Now, this one is still a really, really open transfer because I'm still seeing a massive split of people that want him and people that don't want him. I think we sort of agreed, Matt, before that if we could get him for sort of 10 to 12 million, we'd probably take him.
Because I know Wolves had bid 12 million plus add-ons, I think, which is...
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 12 million and the add-ons made it up to 18 million.
Yeah, I think they want 18 million up front, which is ludicrous, really, for a player that's never really... not done anything, but everywhere he's been, he's had this massive potential like Villa, and he just hasn't really cut it. I mean, the potential is there to be a terrific player. I mean, he can beat any man, but his final ball's awful. Hopefully, if we do sign him under Nuno's philosophy and coaching, that he does become the player that he could possibly be. But again, I think the wide positions is the last place we need to strengthen, really. I mean, we've got Cavaleiro, Costa, Jota, and Bakari can play there, but again, he's not Premier League quality. We haven't got any covering central midfield, so it should be that, we need a centre half.
Central midfield and wing back needs to be, and maybe even the centre half, which again we touched on in the last video. Adama Traore, though, I know I've seen a few Borough fans saying ever since sort of second half of the season when Pulis has come in, his actual goal providing, like goals and assists, is actually pretty good. And at 22 years of age, he's still got plenty of room for obviously growth. But at this point in time, where Wolves don't, it's not a necessity. £80 million is a lot of money. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one dragged out till deadline day. because if Wolves are going to want to... If Middlesbrough really want to try and replace him, they're going to want to pay... they're going to want to try and cash in as soon as possible so they can spend the money now. But I think Wolves, if they haven't sorted it by deadline day, I reckon they'll just pay the release clause just to get him. And then Middlesbrough have got that money to sit on.
There's no doubt he's a good player and stuff, but 18 million is steep for someone who is...
Not really proven
He's unproven.
Yeah.
He's a rough diamond. But I saw that ridiculous stat of in most dribbles completed.
Oh yeah, he's like one of the most prolific dribblers in Europe.
But that's how many assists and goals has he got? This is what I'm saying. He can beat any man.
And to be fair, we don't really. It's very rare that a player picks at the ball and goes on a long dribble. With the way we play, it's quite short possession.
I would like him as an option. No doubt about it. I think we discussed on Twitter before, if people saw the conversation. 20 minutes to go, bring him on. He will frighten defenders, but he's not a necessity. Position.
Would you play him as a wing back, or I can't see him as a wing back? Surely not.
No.
Because he's got
to be a winger. We can't try and buy him and convert him into a full back wing back. Just go and buy a wing back, and then if you've got money left over, buy Traore. There's no point trying to convert him. It's just...
That's too much of a risk as well, really.
Yeah, and I'm sure he doesn't want to play at wing-back either. I know he wants to move to Wolves because he's threatening legal action with Middlesbrough because of the friendly and the dislocated shoulder when apparently the deal was already done. But it's nice to know that he wants to play for Wolves. I'd imagine that the pay rise would probably sway that decision as well. But yeah, I would like him, but I'd want to see other business done before.
Yeah, well, we still, as I say, it's quieting down a little bit on most fronts. Few links, obviously, which we've seen rubbished off. Danny Rose, Chris Smalling, I'm sure, as Tim Spears put it, the bookies probably made a few quid over the last few days or so. Another one that had came to light, it was a rumour that was on Twitter, and I wasn't quite sure whether to believe it, that a Chinese international was going to join Wolves. Then on the same evening, it had broke that Wolves were interested in signing Shanghai's forward Wu Li, I believe it's pronounced. 26 years of age. He's been playing in China, obviously, his whole career. He's the second top goal scorer of all time in the Chinese Super League. Not that it's massively difficult, but he's like a right winger, attacking sort of player, which, this is a difficult one to discuss as well, Matt, because... I put it straight away. You can see why Wolves would sign him, because the sort of business side of it would be absolutely phenomenal for Wolves. But even looking at his stats, I know it's very hard. I don't think we've really ever seen a massive crossover from the Chinese Super League to any of the English sort of Championship or Premier League, so we can't really compare the quality. But I mean, if you want to take the risk, his stats actually could mean he might be a half decent squad player for us as well.
It depends how much they want for him. I mean, I know the Chinese Super League isn't a great league.
Yeah.
But, he scored the goals he scored, the amount of time he's done it. You've got to have something about you to get that many goals. I mean, if someone had got that many goals in appearances in the Bilston Premier, people would think, you know what, he's a decent player.
Yeah, it's true, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and as you say, with obviously Fosun being Chinese, he would be hugely marketable, but only hugely marketable if he was featuring. There's no point buying him and him never not being good enough or being a fringe player. He's obviously going to be good enough, otherwise they wouldn't sign him for that purpose. So I think if we do sign him, he would probably feature quite a lot.
I was thinking about this one earlier because I think their seasons are quite weird, how it sort of starts at the start of the year and ends at the end of the year. So I wouldn't be surprised to either see us maybe either loan him or buy him, but wait until January for the transfer to go through, because that's sort of the end of their year then, the end of their season. But when it was first initially rumoured, Tim Spears had said he had a slight Achilles injury. I think he got taken off in the last game, but he did play today. I believe he got a couple of assists as well. So he's obviously still, the move still could be on. If it was far down the line, I doubt he would have played today. But maybe it's just interest at the moment. But I'm sure this is going to be one that's going to be weighed up alongside Wolves. Let us know in the comment section down below what you think of this one, because I think this is quite a controversial one. I, for one, think it'd be a good signing for the whole, as we said, PR sort of side, shirt sales, the marketing across Asia would be massive. I sort of likened it to the Park Ji-sung transfer to Manchester United. Yeah. I think
he turned out to actually be
exactly a half-decent player.
Yeah.
I mean, they're signing from PSV. It's not like he was bad. I remember United actually playing them in Europe. They brought him in. Massive, did so well across China, Asia rather, and yeah, he won Champions Leagues with them and stuff. But I've had people moan at, like in my mention, saying this is a ridiculous. Why awards wasting time with this? Meant to be aiming for league titles, Champions Leagues, and just, it was inevitable. This sort of thing.
Wolves aren't going to finish in Europe. I hate to say it, Wolves Twitter, we aren't going to finish in the European spots. It's ridiculous to think that.
But I mean, like this guy, he said to me, you if Morgan and Moxie did this, you would moan. But I don't think we'd ever be in this such a comfortable position for us to say, yeah, go on, we'll take a player like that.
But Moxie and Morgan wouldn't buy a player from China because they don't know that market, whereas Fosun are Chinese, so it just renders that point utterly futile.
It'll be interesting to say the least, but we're going to try our best to. I think the transfer window shuts a week on Thursday, so we're going to probably try our best to try and do daily videos up until that final week. So make sure you tune in to Talking More for those. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You can find mine and Matt's Twitters in the description or on the screen now as well. But until next time, guys, let us know your thoughts on all the topics we discussed today, and we'll see you all very soon.